Do you find that there's times when you feel like you're just not being supported on your weight loss journey, right? Maybe hubby doesn't support you, or your children don't support you, or you see a lot of this go, going on, right? And you just feel like they're not supporting your journey. I'm here to offer you a slightly different perspective on why you're feeling that way. Because I know that it can be hard to feel like you're going through this journey alone, this transformation alone. But here's my analogy on why you feel that the family's not supporting you. Okay, so typically, this probably is not the first time, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is probably not the first time you have said that you are going to lose weight. Am I right? So the first time they were like, good for you, honey. I think it's a great idea. You should do this for yourself. And very encouraging, right? But then you gave up. Then the next year, January 1st came around again. And you're like, I'm gonna do it this time. This is the time. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna stick with it. They're like, good for you, babe. And then you gave up again. You quit. You fell off the wagon, never got back on. Right? And it tends to be this endless cycle of start, stop. And there comes a time when now the family's no longer supportive of you, right? And from my understanding and from my firm belief is it isn't that they don't support you. It's just not the first time they've heard this, right? It's kind of like when you have those friends that make up and break up every week, right? And there comes a time when when you do that, when they tell you they broke up, you're right? You tend to do that, right? Because you know they're going to get back together. It's the same concept when it comes to your journey. Is if this isn't the first time that you have said something like this isn't the first attempt that you've made. At some point, there was a pivot where they just stopped believing that you were serious this time. It isn't that they don't support you. It's just that they're not taking you serious because you haven't taken yourself serious. So the best thing you can do is prove to yourself that you've got this, you're going to stick to it, that you're going to stick to your commitment. Okay? Because then they will be supportive. The longer they see that you're sticking to your plan, that you're sticking to this lifestyle change, they will start to support you. And oftentimes, if you find that your spouse isn't supportive, right? It's not that he's not supportive, but what he's trying to do is protect your feelings at the same time because he's seen you feeling guilty. He's seen you feeling defeated. He's seen you going through these emotions about your weight and the journey that you've tried in the past and your frustrations. So now he's at the point of being a protector, which are what spouses are supposed to be. Children, not so much, but spouses, that's typically their job, is that they feel the need to protect your feelings. So it isn't that he doesn't support you. It isn't that your family's not supportive. This is just the same song and dance they're used to hearing. And so therefore they're already assuming that it's going to end the same way, with again you giving up, with again you throwing in the towel. So you owe it to yourself to finally prove to yourself, you're not proving to them because you're doing this for yourself, is it's time for you to start proving to yourself that you're going to stick with your commitment, because how you do one thing is typically how you do most things. Our subconscious mind operates off of patterns and processes. So if you're lacking commitment to your weight loss journey, typically you're probably lacking commitment in other areas of your life as well. You're starting something and not seeing it through. And this tends to be a repeated pattern and cycle. So there's no time like the present, babe, to change that pattern, to rewire that subconscious pattern that you have and start actually sticking to your commitments. And that's where you're going to finally see that your family will start to turn around and now start to 100% support you, because they can now see that you are finally committed. So we can't blame others for their lack in support. Okay, all we can do is blame ourselves and put ourselves at cause and say, why are they not supporting me? Oh, that's right, because this is about the 10th time I've made the declaration that I'm going to drop weight. Okay, so it's time to start doing things differently, time to start holding ourselves accountable and say, this is it. If I'm going to declare it, I'm going to mean it. If I'm going to commit to it, I'm going to see it all the way through. You owe it to yourself. All right, so do that one thing and watch how your family starts to jump on the commitment bandwagon with you.